I'm Andrew Wilkie. I'm probably best known as the independent member for the Federal Division of Clerk here around Hobart and Glenorchy. I've long had an interest in animal welfare in all its forms. People have probably heard me quite outspoken from time to time about live animal exports or greyhound racing or thoroughbred horse racing. But of course animal welfare extends to all animals, including here in our local community, our dogs and our cats, and the fact that we need to treat them better. We need to make sure they're desexed, make sure they're microchipped, make sure they're contained in sensible ways, and to make sure there are organisations like 10 Lives that are there to pick up the pieces, to take in the strays, to take in the abandoned kittens and cats, try and rehome them and foster them, and educate the community. So that in a whole lot of ways, I think 10 Lives is a fabulous organisation. I try and support it where I can. I just wish I could probably do more. I think Australia has an animal welfare crisis, quite frankly. There are the flagship issues like live exports that get a lot of attention, but whether it be our kitten farms, our puppy farms, the industrial production of food with chickens and pigs, and sheep, racing in all its forms, particularly where gambling is involved with steeplechasing, the trots, thoroughbred racing, greyhound racing. In all sorts of ways, animals are being mistreated in this country, and I've long argued that we should have better federal regulation to safeguard our animals and to hold people to account who would be cruel to our animals. The state government here can always do more, if only to fund organisations like 10 Lives better, because we have tended to privatise animal welfare in the state and in the country, but yet we aren't funding the organisations to do the job as well as they could. So there's the possibility of enhanced regulation. There's obviously a need for greater funding for organisations, whether it be 10 Lives or the RSPCA or anyone else. And there's a pressing need for the federal government to not leave animal welfare up to the state and territory governments, because all too often right around the country, state and territory governments have shown they can't be trusted to do a good job. I think we need a national approach. I think the federal parliament should be more involved. I think the federal government should be more involved. Growing up, we didn't have cats. We had dogs, a duck, chickens, guinea pigs and all sorts of odds and sods. But now my wife has cats. So I'm now quite used to waking up with a cat on my chest. Companion animals are really important, and I see that regularly in my job as the local federal member, where I come across people who get great joy from their companion animal, whether it be a cat or a dog. It gives them joy, particularly if they're lonely, particularly if they have mental ill health. There is a real important role for companion animals in our community, which is great. But we also need organisations like 10 Lives to educate the community how to care for their companion animal, an organisation to pick up the pieces when people can no longer care for their companion animal. Good on 10 Lives. I hope the fundraising goes well. You do rely on the community to put their hands in their pockets, so let's hope they do, particularly as we go into that peak season for you with the breeding season for cats. And also Christmas, where I'm sure you regrettably get a lot of cats dumped on you or who are found in the bush or wherever. This is a busy time for 10 Lives. This is the time when more important than ever that the community gets behind you and supports you.